sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Kim, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Rich Walsh alongside Paul Zeise. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Browns, big matchup in just a few days. The Steelers are underdogs in this one. That hasn't happened for a long time against the Browns at home. Who do you think's going to win? Give us your call, give us your take, and why? Can Duck Hodges, Devlin, the Duck Hodges, pull it off against the Browns? He did it in Los Angeles, a game that I don't think a lot of people had them winning. The defense helped out a lot, spotted them basically 14 points, and Hodges just managed the game, and that's kind of what they want him to do this week. I had a chance to talk to Cam Hayward, who said, the defense is going to try to cause turnovers. They didn't do it last time against the Browns, and I think he feels like the defense has to, make big plays to help maybe Hodges feel a little more comfortable back there.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about the defense is if you look at when they've won games when the defense has made big plays and they've scored, given short fields. Those things are such an important thing when you're offensively challenged. You need to get, I think, at least 10 to 13 points from your defense. And that doesn't mean 7, it just means, I'm not saying they have to score those points, but I mean like a pick 6 where they take it back to the 10-yard line and you score a touchdown. I'm not a pick 6. An interception where they take it back to the 10. Points off
turnovers,
you know what I mean? Saying. A strip sack on the 25 that leads to a field goal. I mean, they need to make enough plays like that where they can help the offense. Because to me, I think the Browns are going to score probably 21 to 24, maybe 27 points even. Like I would say 21 to 24 at the minimum. So if you look at it that way, how is the Steelers offense going to get to 24 points to win the game? They're going to need like maybe 12, 13, 14 points from the defense. You know
what, Paul? I'm not really high on the Browns offense. They do have some playmakers, but they were gifted basically a touchdown against the Steelers last time because of the turnovers. I mean, they scored 14 points. I don't see them going out and scoring 28 points. I really don't. I think they're going to be between 17 and 23, somewhere in there.
They seem to be playing better.
Yeah, now they're going on the road.
I mean, we'll see. But, I mean, obviously, it feels to me like this is going to be a game where the Steelers are going to have to score 21 to 24 points to win at least.
Yeah, I think. Duck do that? Can Hodges do that?
I don't know if he can do it on his own. That's my point. But if he gets some help, then he could do it. I mean, seriously, you get a strip sack, you get an interception that you take back to the 15 or 10, 15-yard line. That could turn to 10 points right there. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do. I'll tell you the other thing that can help you is if Jordan Berry has a really big game, really big game, and you are always, they're always backed up.
Yeah.
I think that's important. So this is a Steelers team that doesn't have a great margin for error. I mean, let's face it. And if you don't, every little edge counts.
Hodges had Juju Smith-Schuster and also had a big game from James Conner the first time around. I think the defense did most of the damage. I really feel like that game was kind of over in the first quarter, it seemed like almost, or at halftime, where the Steelers really seemed like they dominated that game. Because of defense, Hodges just went out and didn't make many mistakes. He threw that interception. His passer rating was around 90. If he could have a similar type game with the defensive performances, they could win this. I no doubt think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a one-score game either way.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The only way it gets probably out of that realm, out of that range or whatever, is one team has 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, something crazy like that. But I think if they both play it sort of straight up and it's equal in terms of, 2 turnovers and 2 turnovers or whatever, I honestly think it will be a close game. But those turnovers are such, and especially for the Steelers, they can't overcome it. It's funny. When you look at when Ben Roethlisberger and Bell and Brown were on the team, they could turn it over 3 times and overcome it. Because they, you know what I mean? They could have a really bad half in the first half sometimes and it look like incompetent.
And put up 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. In the second half, this team can't do that.
No, it doesn't have the offense like it did a few years ago. It's funny. I saw that picture on Thanksgiving a couple years ago when it had Ben Roethlisberger, Bell, and Brown all eating the turkey. you know, how different times are right now compared to just a few years ago when they played on Thanksgiving. None of those guys are there. So it's a much different team, and this team is more of a defensive team than it is an offensive team. So, yeah, I think the Steelers could win this game as a close one. Maybe we'll make our picks here at the end of the show here today. Also want to talk about a big game in Heinz Field tomorrow between Pitt and Boston College. I think there's a lot riding on this game, Paul. You know, I know we'll talk more about it after the break, but, you know, this is a pretty important game for Pitt to get 8 wins, for Narduzzi. Also maybe a better bowl game.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get that much better of a bowl game. I mean, I think the bottom line with that is.
But 8 wins sounds better than your typical 7 and 5
8
team.
is the important thing. Because really, when you look at these bowl games, it's all about who sells tickets, who fits where, who does what. I mean, I don't know that they improve that much by beating Boston College tomorrow. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'd have to look at it. Maybe it keeps them into Tier 1 or Tier 2 or whatever. Pitt's problem is they don't sell enough tickets. I think to really dictate where they get to go for bowl games.
I think if they win tomorrow, they actually have a chance to go to the bowl game in Orlando, whatever the World Camping whatever.
World.
I think that could come into play if they win tomorrow. They have to win tomorrow. So, all right, we're going to take a break. Back with some of your phone calls and some of your tweets. 412-575-2600. Looks like we got a lot of good phone calls tonight, so we'll take them. 412-575-2600. Back in a couple minutes.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.